I ain't giving up. They can try and tear me down, but that will never be enough. Till every bone breaks and I'm covered in blood. I'ma fight till my heart don't pump. Every night that the light don't come, I'ma rise like I'm the sun. I'ma grind my knife, I'ma shine my gun. I'ma dry my eyes, never bite my tongue. I'ma climb to the heights and I'll strike at dawn. I'm a soldier loaded, so devoted, only focused on the goals I've chosen. What is most important is forward motion. I ain't never slowing down for no more explosions. On a warship floating in the coldest ocean. Storm rolled in and my clothes are soaking. Y'all don't want a war when the snow starts blowing and my hands are frozen to the guns I'm holding.
I won't give up, I won't turn around. Tell them if I ain't enough, let them shoot me down. In my whole life I ran from the fight, 'cause my whole life I lost every time. But I won't give up, I ain't backing down. I ain't giving up. All my time it took too much. All that grind I kicked up dust, left you behind like, so what? I make moves, you ride my wave. I quit now, you just dead weight. No umbrella, safety's off. I'ma have to let it rain. I'm waiting for the door to open. On the other side with 2 guns loaded. Looking at the time like it's almost a moment. Cross that line, I'ma off my opponent. Condolence. Take that L and hold it, wave that flag, you fold it, you know it, you drowning in this ocean. I won't give up, I won't turn around. Tell them if I ain't enough, let them shoot me down. In my whole life I ran from the fight, 'cause my whole life I lost every time. But I won't give up, I ain't backing down.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. I ain't giving up until they kill me or I win it. If I gotta be a soldier, I'ma be that soldier. Damn it, I can't be unconscious. While conscious men sit there and kill me what to do. I'm a mercenary. I'ma be a soldier. Because I won't give up, I won't turn around. Tell them if I ain't enough, let them shoot me down. In my whole life I ran from the fight, 'cause my whole life I lost every time. But I won't give up, I ain't backing down.
Hello, 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 hello.
Is somebody going to do an
Fuck
investigation?
this ad. This ad can fuck off. I just wanted to prove. Yeah. I can be heard. I just wanted to prove the statement behind the statement of the statement with the statement behind the statement. Everything that the government does while you're talking to them. Yeah, I just wanted to do all that at the same time. Cover all 5 bases. Yeah, if you ain't been to 5th base yet, you're missing out. So back to the topic, just to make a joke. Yeah, the topic is not this stupid ass fucking ad. Like, the point of that was already done. That point was done. Like, YouTube, it's your shit. Stop telling us that your shit can't be on your shit. And you want to know something else, YouTube? Don't play with me. Don't play with me, YouTube. You want to know why you don't play with me? Because I'm a real dick. And I fuck assholes. Because you want to know why? I'm going to open up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things. And we need to open that with, we need to open this with the paint Let's open 7 different paints. Yes, I need this opened. I need that to open. Stop dicking me off. I need all 7 of y'all to open up while I still send out all the extracurriculars, etc. ... We're going to play a song while I prepare with my documentation of fuck you, YouTube. Why are you being mad about your stuff being showed on your stuff? It's exactly like whenever Mickey Mouse went in and said, I own X-Men and Fantastic Four. And they're like, no, you can only use Professor X and Mr. Fantastic. You can only use Charles Xavier and Reed Richards. Oh, I own all this shit now. Oh, all of it's mine. So, yeah. Listen, YouTube on YouTube is YouTube. Get it? YouTube? And I will have another intermission like we had an opening. And this is an Eminence front for the whole thing. The statement behind that is, come on, you piece of crap. Don't hold an Eminence front when you're facing things even Neo will tremble before transforming into John Wick to handle the onslaught rising. So, be prepared. I have documentations. I have the paperwork. I will bring in paperwork. And this is not YouTube versus content creators. We are not the defendants in this case. We are the plaintiffs in this case. Please remember, this is content creators versus YouTube. Now, back to the reason why we're here.
The sun shines and people forget. The spray flies as the speedboat glides and people forget they're hiding. Girls smiles and people forget. The snow packs as the skier tracks and people forget they're hiding. Behind an eminence front, an eminence front, it's a put on. Eminence front, an eminence front, it's a put on. Put on, come and join the party dressed to kill. Won't you come and join the party dressed to kill? Trains flow and people forget. That big wheel spins, the hair thins, and people forget they're hiding. No slow, and people forget. The shades cry, hopes are dashed, and people forget they're hiding. Eminence front, an eminence front, it's a put on. Eminence front, an eminence front, it's a put on. It's a
Thank you, Moonbeam. I personally muted you. You may have to unmute yourself, or I can do it. If you don't do it within a few seconds, I can unmute you. Okay, here you go. Here you go. There you go. Now you have sound if you couldn't find your unmute button.
Hi, how are ya?
Hi, I'm in the midst of doing something that I set up yesterday. Like I brainstormed it yesterday, but I'm deciding to do it now.
Awesome. What is it?
So basically, we're having the issue with YouTube where YouTube things are not being shown, are not allowed to be shown on your YouTube video. And like in the description has a nice little statement. It's like telling Mickey Mouse after he done bought Fantastic Four and the X-Men that he can only use Professor X and Reed Richards. Mr. Fantastic and Charles Xavier.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
they are definitely restricting communications.
Yes, and I actually have their documentation proof. I have, like I said, I'm going to go get the paperwork. Like I had the paperwork. Like I had to go open up all the files and put them in a proper order, etc. But I have the paperwork, like within their contracts, and like I made sure to state this as I'm stating this. Okay, so once again, reiteration. This is not YouTube versus content creators. We are not the defendants in this case. We are the actual plaintiffs. This is content creators versus YouTube. And my basic statement is, this is telling Mickey Mouse that after he had bought X-Men and the Fantastic Four, that he can only use Mr. Fantastic and Charles Xavier, Reed Richards, and Professor X. And I'm going to go through their documents of their EULA, their end user license agreement, which is basically their terms of service, their TOS. And I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to show it to them with my proof that I can come on YouTube and I can show YouTube content on YouTube through YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's what the Big Sib does. That he makes a legal statement at the beginning of all of his live streams. You know who he is, the Big Sib?
No, I understand what you're stating, but I'm stating that this can be done without having to render yourself 3 minutes of dialogue. So, like, thank you, return viewers. Thank you, return viewers. That's all I do. That's all I do. I don't ask for etc. I don't ask for ... I don't do Excelsior. I'm just basically stating within the laws that there is put forth, YouTube is in the wrong, even though their terms of service abide by the law. So like I'm stating, according to the law that is put forth, we don't have to redundantly express ourselves every time we want to show something, because the law states that we don't have to. Go ahead.
I don't know. Go check out the Big Sib. He approaches all of this. He's a Christian believer, and he approaches everything from a legalistic point of view. Like he is way down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, like I state, I come from the hole that intelligence merely trips into often. Like I've stated, these are things you're not allowed to do on YouTube. Which one is that? That's this one. These are things you're not allowed to do on YouTube, and I'm guessing everybody has read the first one already. You do not have access, you cannot access, reproduce, download, distribute, transmit, broadcast, display, sell, license, alter, modify, or otherwise use any part of the service or any context except A, as expressly authorized by the service, or B, with prior written permission from YouTube and, if applicable, the respective right holders. So what we're stating is whenever I play videos on YouTube from YouTube, that right for that YouTube video to already be on YouTube is not infringing upon my right to use YouTube's content on YouTube as a YouTube content creator.
Right, exactly. It's called free use. You have once it's been aired, it's called free use.
Exactly.
You
And
can't manipulate it and change it, but you can use it.
I can use it if I'm stating that I'm putting this forth, and I all I basically have to say is that this artist, this name, and I've already given credit. I don't have to type it in my description. I don't even have to say the artist and name. I can play the music. And because that it was already found on YouTube and has already passed the censors of YouTube, it is supposed to be allowed on all videos on YouTube because it has already passed the censors of YouTube, being allowed on YouTube. Therein forth stating that I can use it for my content if I am demonetized, which I am.
Did you demonetize yourself or did they demonetize you?
I intentionally hit the button to be demonized. I hit the button to be demonized, and they received the report of me not receiving or willing to receive. I am unwilling to receive any currency from YouTube for my content. That's the statement that I deploy.
Yeah, I have not activated. You know how you have to hit that button to agree to be monetized? I never hit it.
Yeah, I agreed to be demonetized is what I've done. I sped up the whole terms and conditions and made myself demonized. Like, I will never, and I do not want to receive any money from YouTube for anything. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I never asked for it. I just merely, the only thing I state is what I state. And that's all I state. Because I'm just sitting here spewing my guts out like every one of these other content creators that use things from YouTube as well as other fucking sources. Excuse me, but we're on an 18 and over site. Just to let you know that we are allowed to say words that we're allowed to say because we are NC-17 rated on my lives. Like, we already passed the criteria for no children allowed.
Yeah, mine are that way too.
Yeah, I instantly do my stuff. Yeah, I instantly make my stuff. You must be logged in and you must be 18 or over. Like, my stuff is not for fucking kids. So this is the terms of you. This is the things you're not allowed to do at the very beginning of the EULA. And I'm not going to sit here and read them all. I'm just going to make sure that I'm sitting here plainly presenting them in plain black and white directly to YouTube's representatives. And let me find the proper word because there is a proper word. Where's it at? Consent. Okay, no, that's not the word. There's a word here. There is a word here that they called themselves, so I can use that specific word. So please hold.
Well, even under the Fair Use Act, they can't restrict us as long as you're not manipulating and changing the information. I mean, they're like out of line on different levels, is the way I understand it.
Okay. We are talking about this one right here. Let me share that screen. We are talking about the individuals. Oh, flipper. Where'd it go? Which one is it called again? Okay, that's the one it is. So let's get that one up on the board. All right, we are talking about these individuals right here. These are the individuals. that they are the defendants and we are the plaintiffs against about this case. And no, I don't need to legally go down to a flipping courthouse. I'm doing this in the court of YouTube. And I will read this out loud because this is another one I want to read out loud. This right here ensures that they have the right to do what they're doing, but they don't have the right to continuously and overbearingly do something that they don't have the right to do. Do you see how that contradicts itself? But that's the point in my contracts. You have to pay attention to what's being said. So these are the people that are the defendants. To the extent permitting by applicable law, you agree to plaintiff indemnity and hold not harmless YouTube, its affiliates, officers, directors, employees, and agents from and against any and all claims, damages, obligations, losses, liabilities, costs, or debt and expenses, including but not limited to attorney's fees arising from your use of and access to the service, your violation of any term of this agreement, 3I, your violation of any third party right, including without limit any copyright, property, or privacy right, or 4I, any claim that your content caused damage to a third party. This plaintiff and indemnification obligation will serve this argument and your use of YouTube's services. This right here protects everyone affiliated, including content creators, about YouTube stepping on YouTube's content. This is one of the papers. Like I showed you what you're not allowed to do. Well, this is one of the papers that protects you as a YouTube. What's the specific word here? You are an agent of YouTube because you are a content creator. You are an agent of YouTube or one of its affiliates if you choose to consider yourself an affiliate. So yes, this protects you just as well as it protects YouTube. So in other words, this is why it's being done in the court of YouTube. Because even if I did go to a court of law, they'd laugh at me with their finger waving. And you know exactly what finger that is, Moonbeam.
I do.
You get the point. So moving along, I know there's a reason why I have all this crap here. So we're going to flip over to another one, since that one was pretty short. All right.
Well, YouTube's just about done with anybody sharing truth anyway. I mean, there's nobody doing live streams anymore.
Oh, they can't do shit. They can't do shit because this is within the contract of TOS. This is their TOS, and that's what I'm showing to YouTube itself right here. And what they're doing to people by forcing them to trim out, mute their songs, or do something other than what they put on whenever it's actual YouTube content, or things that have been on YouTube already. Like if you can prove that it was on YouTube and it's taken off of YouTube now and you play it, it's still allowed. And no, I'm not going to sit here and read all this crap. This is why I'm sitting here and presenting it, because I've already sat here and read all this crap. And I know what I'm reading and presenting right here is legitimately things that people with intelligence, people who sit down and read through it, it's like, hey, you actually pulled out the spots we need to pay to flip attention to know what the flip is going on whenever they tell us that we can't have our stuff. And we know this is why we can't have nice things because of the Phoebus cartel. We already know the reason why we can't have nice things. So they're mad whenever we point it out and be like, "Sir points out the obvious a lot. By the way, did you notice this?" Oh, they come across with net neutrality. It is stupid shit, man. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta pay attention to whenever they rip off the header of a sheet and replace it with something else. Go ahead, Moonbeam.
Well, I know that they've illegally removed a lot of content that they shouldn't have. I mean, we're talking 5 years of videos and live streams of people who have given really good hard facts and evidence of what is going on. But I don't think that's going to change anything. I think if you went back and you actually re-aired some of the videos, I think they'd take those down too.
Oh yeah, if you go back and you try to present the video the way it was and be like, "Oh, we're just viewing that. This is our we're watching them watching us while they're
Right.
watching us watching them watching us watching them." It gets
Right.
very confusing down that line, but it's right there where I said it was.
I mean, isn't that why Richie from Boston left? And that's why the big,
are just jumping ship.
well, yeah, they've been jumping ship. Richie from Boston left years ago, and then the big Sib, he came at it from a legalistic point of view. And I haven't heard from him in months. I have no idea what happened to him.
I have no idea what happened to insert unmentioned YouTube creator's name here to remain anonymous as they are. Continuing forward, for I am not anonymous. Did you catch all that?
I did. Yeah, it's all disappeared. It's all disappeared. So how's that even possible?
They don't come on anymore because they were in deep. They was in so deep that the fucking searchlights were on them. And I'm not saying one searchlight. I said searchlights. Or they had them in their radar. Yeah, he was down and dirty. Back whenever the humans decided to raid Area 51 because they thought this location was Area 51.
Yeah.
He was there too. We don't have goldfish memory. We remember this shit. We got members badges. You got your member berries, right?
Yeah, I know who went there. I don't know if it's the same people. I think it is.
I'm just saying he was one of them. Like, I don't go to coordinated events, and I will shine light on something because it deserves to be shined light on too, and we'll do it very briefly and very shortly. I'll say false flag, Jalen Walker, false flag, and that's all I have to say. And now those who actually understand my language know exactly what I just said. Now go do your personal due diligence and evidence and realize that the whole thing was staged.
Well, yeah, it all is, dude.
I'm talking because was Tim Osmond and Jalen Walker is some kind of CIA agent that went back undercover, back into agent status. Now continue, people. It was all staged.
Even if they're not like governmental, even if they're not the alphabet, it's still off stage because it takes us off of the fact of who and what we are. That's why, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Are we ready to change to the next sheet?
I'm just saying.
Has this been up here long enough? Are we ready to change? I'll give it another 20 seconds.
Oh, you can change it for me because I can't see. I'm on my phone.
Oh, I'll give it another 20 seconds because definitely make sure all return viewers have enough time to read this and definitely had enough time to know that they had time to pause as well as listen to our discussion about this. So 2, 1, done. All right, next page. Because, yeah, I told you, documents. I don't have just 1 or 2 pages. I have documents about this. All right, we're on part 3. Here comes your part 3. Now, this one explains what they can do to you and what they have the right to do to you because you've accidentally done something they told you not to do. Now, remember, let me jump back real quick before I come back and stay on this page. If you do something that you are told not to do, as referenced in the first picture we shown, which is right here, if you've done anything that you've been told not to do, 1 through 10, all right, pause. Pause. All right. All right. If you've done any of those 1 through 10, they can technically do something that you can still have the ability to dispute. But this is basically what they have the right to do if they feel as though something has gone wrong. And I literally have to say it that way because that's the way it's written. If they see something is quote, quote, wrong by their standards, they can remove it.
Yeah, but don't they leave that pretty vague?
Yes, that's why I am stating as vaguely as I can. It's like telling Mickey Mouse that he just bought X-Men and Fantastic Four, but he can only use Mr. Fantastic and Professor X. That is how vague they are talking right now. And that's why I'm using that as the main example here. Like, why can I not show YouTube content on YouTube that has already passed the censors? And whenever you ask these extracurricular questions, you're told, no more questions, get back in line, feed the machine. You're not getting your nickel back now. It's fucking pseudoscience. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, Moonbeam, and you know it is too.
Dude, it's been bullshit for about 3-4 years. Because we were able to share the truth freely, but there were too many people hearing it, so then they had to shut it down. Whoever they are. Whoever they are.
There's some sick puppies. Bro, yeah, you done got me. Please hold those watching this. You do have a moment before I'm going to put up a meme.
Man, I'm walking out here away from it. It's loud.
Yeah, I'm about to share the meme. Please hold. I'll put this one right back up. All right, here we go. Watch as the animal in me becomes a rap god. As I say, why stop at immortality when I understand we are all also creators. They, them, those, these, they, them, those, and these. Y'all some sick puppies, and for what has not only been done to myself, but the entire human populace is unforgivable, and you're the ones that's going down.
That's just a fact, dude. But you're never going to stop the... I don't think we're ever going to stop that process that continues.
So, where are we at? We're at 34 and a half. Good time to throw something down. Moonbeam, you ready to take a silver classified document that everybody's allowed to hear? Ready? While
Go.
we are in the CHICK reality of Chick-fil-A, that is CHICK, we must lose in order to ensure that we do not repeat the universe's cycle. They are making sure that all the worlds and layers of this war of the multiverse of worlds are confused and misunderstood in order for them to perpetually win in the end. Because if they have another cycle, they can win. The point is to end it as soon as we can. So what I do know is, right now we are in the reality where we as resistance types must lose. And there is a reason why my voice is like this. It is because they can modify what I'm really saying, and I'm making sure that they cannot do that as I am speaking now.
What's the deal with the Chick-fil-A? What?
Because what I'm technically stating is on this side of realities, yes, multiple realities, we as resistance types must lose. Please understand. Please understand that if we lose here, we win the war. And we must know the moment CHIK reappears. And then that's whenever we stand back up. But for now, we must sit and await and recruit.
Recruit? Isn't that over though, dude? Isn't the recruiting and the awareness of anybody new, isn't that over? Hasn't everybody decided? I mean, not to be a pep, peppas, uh, pessimist. There it is. But I'm just saying, like, this has been going on for.
I can state the fact that those on the fence are on the fence for a reason, and they're awaiting the brink, which those on the resistance type side understand that the brink is too late because the brink means the wire is already in your brain.
What's that old saying? The die has been cast. I think that's where we're at, pretty much.
Order can rise within chaos, huh? What? Huh? What?
No, not unless chaos is eliminated.
Order can rise within chaos is what I stated, but you said no. Okay.
No, not at this point in the game. It's all, the die has been cast, is what I'm saying. You either are or you're not. I don't think people are on the fence. They either are or they are not.
Well, I still see
whatever that might look
at
like.
the path instead of walking on it, but you don't hear me bitching too loudly anymore about that.
And I'm not even sure at this point that it's, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's how it was meant to be. You either know at this point, you either know or you're going to know when it's possibly too late to change your perception. And then it doesn't matter. Just because of all of the YouTube rules and laws and them taking down people's videos and trying to stop.
Oh, this is nonsense pseudoscience of repeated events of casualties on my side.
What? What do you mean?
Next page.
Let's see. Have they taken down any of your videos?
Yes, constantly, always, as well as other content creators have been taken down because of suitable matters that can be adjusted by comprehension of the YouTube disclaimer agreement of TOS EULA. Now, right here, this right here is the most important part of the first half of this explanation. This page right here allows you to do as you choose with what YouTube has already given you access to. Because what the tools YouTube gives you is what you are allowed to use while using the YouTube product. This is like stating that I am not allowed to use Thing, Invisible Woman, Torch, Nightcrawler, all that shit. I'm Mickey Mouse right now, and I just bought 20th Century Fox, and you're telling me I can't use these things? Fuck you! Oh, I own you now. Fuck you. You get my point.
Yeah.
Like real shit. That tied into me and actually set off a chain reaction. And you want to know what it was? Mickey Mouse owns half of everything Dragon Ball in America and a third of everything Dragon Ball worldwide because they now own 20th Century Fox. This is why I am angry. This is the actual reason why I've came back to YouTube and explaining it the way I am. And like, yo, you are first in line. So I'm going to come to you, and then I'm going to go to your boss. And then I'm going to go to your boss. I'm going to go right up the rung because somebody fucked up somewhere. And that's why I'm saying there's
you think that
casualties on my side because of this.
so you think that once you travel down this road and you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, that you'll be able to bring back some of the old videos?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of that matters because it has already been finalized. What has been finalized before this date, I cannot affect. But things of events in the future, I am changing and progressing. It's kind of like Nick Ulrich says it's Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. And I can go get a YouTube video to show it to you, YouTube, if you want me to do it that way. Because I'm using content not of YouTube's right now. But continuing forward, Nick's Ulrich. No, my life, that means nothing. Giving a future to those that legitimately want to perceive it, that is everything. So me dying right here on this battlefield by the 35 snipers that are sitting here stating you are not Gort, although I am Gort, G-O-R-T. It's making a difference, even if I fall or I don't fall.
Yeah, it does.
Multiversally, it makes a ripple on how many multiverses I've chosen to do this in. And the thing about a duality consciousness is we're not connected to the collective hive mind. We're not drones of that hive mind. We of the duality consciousness are the controllers of our hive mind. And our hive mind drones are our other selves in the multiverse because we comprehend the universe at such a grand scale that if I said BRANE, brain, you'd most likely not comprehend a set of multiple multiverses, a set of multiple multiverses that are roughly in the shape of a basic rectangular phone, just as thin, just as tall, just as wide, blah, blah, blah. And now imagine an infinite amount of them. And guess what? I've brought you to the edge, flat earthers. You want to jump off of it now? You want to jump off the edge, flat earthers? Hi, Moonbeam. I had to kick that guy out of my seat for a second. He got pissed off. But yeah, that's real shit right there. That's the undertow. That's the undertow there, fishy fish. You want to see the ocean? That's the ocean, fishy fish. This is the lake is behind us. I brought you out of the puddle to the big old lake, and right in front of us is the ocean. Behind us is the infinite amount of sets of multiple multiverses that are within a device. Yeah. My bad. Continuing forward. So, as disclosed, now we scroll. Everybody read these first 3 lines? Scroll. And down here is written to YouTube of a claim of the claim and $500. Like, if you fuck up YouTube, what the fuck happens? I don't owe you $500. I never was monetized for no flipping reason. There's no reason why I want it to be monetized down the line. I don't owe you money either. I don't owe you $500, YouTube, for disputing a claim that has been created and or produced by any means or fraction. Yes, fraction. Not faction. Fraction. Because that's what you're doing to videos. You're taking out fractions of them and you're fractionalizing videos. I can give you a perfect example. If I had the ability, well, I might have the ability. Maybe I do. Because I can show you something. And then I can show you that exact same video. I wonder if I can pull it off. I wonder if I can actually pull it off. Excuse me. Oh, hi. Saw you there. How you doing?
Hey, I got kicked out.
I didn't do it. You did it.
Do we have people in the live chat? Because I don't see any.
Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's not. They do
Okay.
it. So, Moonbeam.
Yes, dear.
I do have 2 things here to show. And if you, you can't do that. You're on a mobile device, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I have 2 videos here, and I guess I'll go through it this way.
It's okay if I can't see it, if it'll help someone else. You know what I mean?
No, I'm stating that it's not that you can't see it. It's that I was trying to present it.
You should probably go ahead and play them because I don't know when they're going to, if I'm going to get kicked off again.
It is 444, and Miss Brenda Mitchell has stated that she got a message from Jason. And this is the message from J. Chris. To remind you to keep spotlight on self before the 5th. Everyone should tune into reality self. So when CERN accelerates, nobody is without direction. He's telling you to use your Merkaba, people, and make sure you're inside of your Merkaba. As well as, it's neither good or bad until we decide what it is. It's neither good nor bad until we decide what it is. That's what I state about vibes. Don't give a vibe a fucking frequency, bro, because a vibe is just a vibe, man. So, to the point where I was, I'm quite sure, dadgummit, I have to sign out to make this work. Oh. I don't need you to do that. I need you to do this. I'm working.
Heard something. Heard something.
All right, so if that one does that, what does this one do? Right, that does the exact same thing. All right, so I have to do it this way. And this will actually probably be frowned upon, but wow, there's a lot of stuff in my way here. Okay. Where we at? We gotta go here. It's not in there, is it? It's over here, isn't it? Don't tell me I deleted it. Oh no. I did, didn't I? It's gone.
Oh no.
Is that it? I don't want to accidentally open something that it's not it.
Pat O'Malley has been making.
Okay, that's not as bad as it could have been is the answer. So moving forward, why don't we play it? Why don't we play this thing?
Pat O'Malley has been making claims.
Claims about what?
You and everyone you know has a piece of DNA in their genome. Today.
Hold on, Agent.
Forgive me, Assistant Director. It may sound insensitive, but the suggestion is pure science fiction.
What I'm saying, Agent Einstein, is that the facts, as I understand them, cannot be discounted out of hand.
No one has the right or the ability to tamper with your DNA.
Unless we gave them that ability.
When you say they're tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems by the addition of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
Or how it's being triggered.
I don't know that either.
Or why it's happening now.
What can we possibly do?
We need to act quickly.
You were right about that.
Well, I was wrong about the science. I was wrong about what's causing it. Dead wrong, in fact.
But it's clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering. A virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine. It's what these men are calling the Spartan virus.
We have to figure this out. What's wrong with the science?
Okay. The Spartan virus removes the adenosine deaminase gene from your DNA. Removes the ADA gene and your immune system will simply vanish.
Yeah, but I'm not getting sick.
It's only a matter of time.
Okay. So how does it work? How does the virus remove the ADA gene?
A process called
CRISPR-Cas9. RNA and a protein cutting genes at exact locations.
Exactly. But in this instance, used as a weapon.
The ultimate weapon. The ability to depopulate the planet. To kill everyone but the chosen by tampering with their DNA.
Through gene editing.
Why do such a thing and lie about it? Our own government.
Your own government lies as a matter of course, as a matter of policy. The Tuskegee experiments on black men in the 30s, Henrietta Lacks.
What are they trying to do?
That's the missing piece.
But it's not hard to imagine a government hiding, hoarding technology for 70 years at the expense of human life and the future of the planet. Driven not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective.
The takeover of America.
And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient. By severe drought, brought on by weather wars, conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves. In a state of perpetual war, to create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home.
That's called situational design. That was taught by us by Tom McDonald Brainwash. Continuing forward.
With tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
happening as we sit here?
It's happening all around us.
The other shoe waiting to drop.
It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear,
They can just steal your money?
followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
An invasion of the U.S.
The Russians tried it in 47.
So with a sudden subject change on the matter, let's look back at what we see in reality versus to what we've just heard, compared to us as resistance types know that is coming. And the biggest point behind this, man, is we can't sit back and be nice people. Can't sit back and be the nice people, man. That's why.
But even if you listen to their own words, they say they don't have the ability to manipulate the genes. Listen to what it says.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the whole point. They didn't have the ability in the 90s. What year is it now?
What if they don't have the ability, but they convinced us that they do?
Oh, so now you're being an optimistic. I see that
No.
doesn't work. That doesn't work. Pessimistic or optimistic doesn't work with somebody who's actually seen about a third of the machinery that we've heard about in documents. Like, bro,
No,
I've seen the Stargate.
I'm
Let's
just
like
saying.
in people terms. I've seen the Stargate. It's real.
I'm just saying, what if they honestly don't have the ability to do it, and they're just saying they do because they want to make us think away? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Now maybe they have an
You're coming
ability.
at me from an angle of a person that seems like they have not done enough extensive research to know that they have actually placed military nodes on the intersections of the grid around the planet.
Or maybe they've just adjusted our perception of our reality.
That is exactly what I just stated. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They make them seem like they're not doing anything wrong, but behind the scenes, we know what the wizard's doing behind the curtain. Don't call me a straw man. I'll call you a straw man and say that you don't have a fucking heart. I mean, yeah, you don't have a fucking heart and I don't have a fucking brain, and I'm backwards because I'm sitting here trying to talk to somebody that's supposed to already be awake, attempting to be a devil's advocate, trying to reverse psychology. An individual who's been in the system since 92, has been a psychotic for 25 plus years, and has been awakened since they was 9. Hi, Moonbeam.
Hi,
I see
love.
you. I see you.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm saying I see you.
after all of these years, dude, after all of these years and everything that's gone on, I'm back to how much of it really is perception and mental, your mental awareness and their ability to control thought. Because if you can control thought, then you can control everything. I'm not saying I know anything because I don't know nothing. You know that. I'm just kind of here to learn it. But there's something not kosher with all of it, period. Way too much manipulation of how we are perceiving things. And they're all like, we can manipulate your DNA and we can change what God made. But can you really, or can you just manipulate my perception of it, just like you have time and reality and history? I'm just saying. Potentially it's true.
Ready?
Go.
Okay, continue.
Go.
You said potentially it's true. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that the fact that they say they can do that and the fact that they can manipulate my perception of it is both true. So how much are is not both true, but have both had potential to be true.
There's
You know,
plenty of
so okay, so
but
if you take
besides the point that it's all a scam anyway. Okay, besides the point that it is all a scam anyway. Look at the scam that they're putting forth. They have to abide by their legalities, and whenever they have to start bending their legalities is whenever they start changing shit. So here you go. You ready for how they can patent the human race? How can they patent the human race? Okay, all they have to do is do two things: change one genetic composition and make it do something a human would not do in nature. Okay, fine. Let's inject fucking 72% of the population with something that does exactly this. It takes your DNA and changes it to cDNA. It takes your RNA and changes it to mRNA. Through that process, the cDNA and the mRNA, and yes, this is scientific biology stuff, and if you don't sit down and listen to horses talk about it, you're not going to want to sit here and listen to a crackpot like me who's deemed insane talking about things that shouldn't be within his IQ range. But continuing forward, your cDNA, now cDNA, and your now mRNA creates something known as a spike protein. It's a protein known that by the word name spike that your body does not create naturally. Okay, A and B are done. Guess what? Every human being who has that genome structure that have cDNA and mRNA are now patented by the company that they were injected with the vaccine. Continue. Your turn.
okay, so let's give them a little let's give them a little benefit of the information that they shared was true. So then what you're telling me was cancer in itself was
In the 90s.
wait no wait a minute cancer in itself is a manufactured
Correct.
scenario because it is actually a separate individual entity trying to survive.
Situational design.
So with even that being said, even though that cancer overtakes the host because it's really a parasite, it's still not a part of the DNA. It's just a parasitic invasion.
And she fell off again. The answer to that basically states is that the parasite doesn't have any rights within the legality of the statement. Yet the people who have gotten the vaccine have the same rights as the parasite. They are no longer the host because they have conducted a scientific experiment upon each and every one of y'all. And remember, people, remember, before you give me the finger and wave it at me and call your nearest suck your titties around me, remember, you either patent it, you're dead, or you're wrong. You can only choose one, and choose wisely. Next page. So I'm gonna go over here. Squeeze me, people. Squeeze me. Moving along. Yes, people, we're almost done. We're almost done with this case that you have brought upon yourselves. And just like like copyright law 1976, I don't have to do except for present the evidence and allow you to decide. Because the more I state about the evidence, the more I'm digging a hole against myself. Pay attention! I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel. What the? Excuse me, return viewers. I apologize for that accident. Are you done? I don't know. Are you? Well, it's definitely you because your sound bigger. I don't know. Fuck you. Does that work? That's worse. Fuck you, Deb. So, back to the point of creation. Last chance, last ruling, final verdict. YouTube is allowed to be shown on YouTube because YouTube is YouTube on YouTube. Get it? Got it? Love it? Good. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Candles raise my desire. Why I'm so far away. No more meaning to my life. No more reason to stay. Freezing, feeling, breathing, breathing. I'm coming back again. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Hazing clouds rain on my head. Empty thoughts fill my ears. Find my shade by the moonlight. Why my thoughts aren't so clear. Demons dreaming, breathing, breathing. I'm coming back again. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. So far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. I'm
not the one who's so far away. When I feel the snake bite enter my veins, never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Voodoo, 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 so far away. I'm not the one so far away. I'm not the one so far away. I'm not the one who's so far away. Open your eyes, a chill passes you by, a premonition coming strong, rich with desire, superstition in disguise, draws me into where I belong. Have you ever wondered why in a dream you can touch a falling sky or fly to the heavens that watch over you, telling me it's all voodoo, voodoo too? Still the body, so warm with every breath, dance to a vision so seductive, rain down upon me, cleanses me with every trip, a scent you've promised for the nourishment that I've been gifted. Have you ever wondered why in a dream you can touch a falling sky or fly to the heavens that watch over you, telling me it's all voodoo? Have you ever wondered why in a dream you can touch a falling sky or fly to the heavens that watch over you, telling me it's all voodoo, voodoo too, voodoo too, it's all voodoo too. Have you ever wondered why in a dream you can touch touch a falling sky. You'll fly to the heavens and watch over you, telling me it's all voodoo. Have you ever wondered why in a dream you can touch a falling sky? You'll fly to the heavens and watch over you, telling me it's all voodoo, voodoo too. It's just voodoo too. It's all voodoo too. It's just voodoo. Oh, it's a dream.
So, final thought before final thought song. If YouTube's hammer was as non-lenient as it is this day and age, then YouTube will not be how big it is now from the content that the original agents have created. Thank you. Final song.
Winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of dancing, eternal rain, we ride towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, in the times of tough or right, the sound of evil after falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on board, still through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell that is wasted on the shores. On the blackest blazing, as the main we watch the legs they go. The fire is pain, and once again we go. So now we fly, yeah, we're free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness, our quest carrying on. Far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight, deep inside our hearts and all our souls. So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the light is so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on. As the red days dawn in, and the lightning cracks the sky, they raise their hands to the heavens above, and statements in their eyes. Running back through the mid-morning light, there's a burning in my heart. We're vanished from the time in the fallen land to a life beyond the stars. In your darkest dreams, see to the need of destiny this time. And then the sea will all be free tonight. And on the wings of a dream, so far beyond reality, on the road in desperation, now the time has gone. Lost What's inside you'll never find. Lost within my own mind. Day after day, this misery must go on. So far away, we wait for the day. For the light so wasted in blood. The pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. The fire and the flames we carry on. We fought so hard, now we understand. And then you'll see always that it was hungry with it, as well as everyone. So far away, we'll wait for that day. For content creators and me. Know what they can and cannot create. Because creation is so pretty, carry on.